So Manny and Scotch Industries both make these metal gaskets. So raw materials are 12% of the cost. So we're saying that Manny Industries, our conclusion, we're trying to cast doubt on the argument, and to do so we need to basically weaken the conclusion to show why it's not going to work, because this is a recommendation or a plan yeah, it's a plan or a recommendation. Manny Industries should lower its raw material supplies cost to gain a competitive advantage over Scotch Industries. So to weaken this argument that they should lower their raw material costs, we need a reason why either lowering the raw material costs, I don't know about either. We need a reason why it won't give them a competitive advantage. That's it. Let's look for a reason why lowering raw material costs will not give a competitive advantage, because that will cast doubt on the argument. So A says cost of raw materials has climbed. That's not relevant. Has nothing to do with competitive advantage. Difficulty lowering wages or firing people has nothing to do with competitive advantage. These would both, because factors of unionization and all this would apply to both industries. They both make these metal gaskets. C, in order to lower its raw materials cost, Manny Industries would need to sacrifice the quality of their finished product. So if the products are no longer similar, even if it has a lower price, if the quality is going to be worse, that could undercut the competitive advantage that they have or might have gotten with a lower price. So this one actually affects Manny's product compared to Scotch Industries. Let's just check the other ones to be sure. D says Scotch Industries has outperformed Manny for the last 3 quarters. That's irrelevant. And E, that they both have the same raw materials supplier, also not a factor. Because with the argument, they would either be looking for a different raw materials supplier or find a way to cut costs in other ways related to getting the raw materials. So E is outside the scope. Only C cuts into the competitive advantage they might get by having lower raw material costs.